boastful. His I think his God is the material things, money, everything like that.
Yeah.
And
Do you guys ever talk outside the ring?
I'm pity with him. I'm pity with him.
Bad about my company. I'm not a liar. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. I work hard to build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not going to let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
That it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making a mistake.
Manny Pacquiao has shamed Floyd Mayweather over his alleged $500 million scam and reckless spending, saying, "I pity him." While respecting Mayweather's boxing skills, Pacquiao slammed his obsession with materialism and flashy living, urging him to embrace true values instead, reminding everyone that legacy isn't built on cash alone.
In the beginning of this conversation, you say, I don't like boastful people. How was it like fighting Mayweather then? Did he get on your nerves? Because I feel like he's a little bit more boastful than the people you might be wanting to hang out with.
This kind of, yeah, he's boastful. He's I think his God is the material things, money, everything like that.
Yeah.
And
Do you guys ever talk outside the ring?
I'm pity with him. I'm pity with him because I want to share the word of God in him if he believe God.
Yeah. I've heard he's a generous man. I think he's done good things. I think sometimes, he kind of reminds me of like a lot of people are like this, by the way, including myself. I'm not just saying him. I'm including myself. The man who goes up to Jesus and says, "What should I do to get into heaven?" He says, "Sell all your belongings." And he walked away crying because he couldn't sell his belongings.
Exactly.
I feel like that sometimes too when I'm working for my wife, or I'm working for my family, but then the conviction of like, all right, you got to make sure you're doing it the honest way, the right way, the loving way, not the cheap and easy way. Sometimes people, they try to do both.
There's a discipline and balance, like discipline, control yourself. Like, for example, you're earning money. So what I did is like, I help the church. I give the 10% to the church, helping the church to run and establish more churches. And the 10% separate to help the poor people, building houses, giving a sustainable livelihood, like that. Yeah. Just manage the financial.
Floyd Mayweather denies all scam allegations, calling them completely false, and says this is his first time pursuing legal action. He's filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit against Business Insider, naming Insider Incorporated and reporter Daniel Geiger as defendants in a New York case. Mayweather insists the media is unfairly targeting him to tarnish his reputation and legacy.
I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the questions.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, put lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
As Floyd Mayweather battles scandals over bankruptcy rumors and alleged scams, Manny Pacquiao has called him out for prioritizing exhibition money over building a true boxing legacy. Pacquiao suggested that Mayweather's arrogance is finally catching up with him. He emphasized that real champions show humility, not flashy wealth. Greatness is earned in the ring, not flaunted with diamonds, private jets, or self-promotion. A true legacy, Pacquiao said, speaks through quiet actions, not loud displays.
The fighter is, I believe his name's Conor McGregor, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen him? And if you have, what do you think of that? Just him as a fighter and then that whole Mayweather wanting to fight him?
I don't want to make that story.
You can be modest.
I don't want to make the story big and the issues big. So I just want to. I want to keep my mouth shut.
Floyd Mayweather has long cultivated an image of flawless financial success. But recent Internal Revenue Service findings reveal a starkly different reality. While Mayweather publicly claims he has settled all his tax obligations, IRS documents indicate he still owes millions in unpaid taxes. This isn't a case of minor discrepancies or routine delays. These numbers point to a serious and growing liability. The gap between Mayweather's carefully crafted persona and his actual financial standing is glaring, raising questions about whether his bold declarations are more about protecting his brand and reflecting the truth. As more evidence emerges, separating his flashy lifestyle from underlying financial instability is becoming increasingly
The
difficult.
IRS saying you owe millions in taxes. That is how Floyd Mayweather got knocked out on the IRS in 2022. Floyd had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem. So they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2022. He claimed a big expense of about $14 million that he says he paid for legal expenses. The government didn't agree with this expense and said it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making mistakes on his tax return. That was how Floyd got KO'd into the hot water with the tax authorities. Comment on the word free below this video and I'll send you access to a free call where you can discuss your tax situation with the most experienced attorney and get the best possible recommendations in a few minutes. Make sure you're following so you can receive the link immediately after your comment.
In recent years, Mayweather has relied heavily on exhibition matches as a fresh source of income, often backed by high-profile sponsors. Among the most profitable were cryptocurrency companies eager to leverage his global fame. While the sponsorship money poured in, concerns grew about the integrity and legitimacy of some crypto projects Floyd endorsed. Reports suggest he may not have fully understood these ventures or failed to vet them properly, leading to criticism that he chased quick paydays at the expense of responsibility. By inadvertently promoting financial traps to his followers, Mayweather's involvement in these crypto deals underscores a recurring theme: profit over principle.
Investing in crypto is the cool thing to do right now. So Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather just had their fight. Logan went 8 rounds with the 50-0 Mayweather, but look at their shorts. First of all, here is Logan's shorts that he wore. He had Blockfolio as a sponsor, which, you know, we all track our portfolios on Blockfolio, and he also had Superbid. Superbid is some kind of random coin that sponsored Logan. And their whole website right now is just about how they sponsored him. Let's take a look at Floyd's shorts. Floyd Mayweather was sponsored by Ethereum Max, which is just some random ass coin that paid Floyd to put them on his shorts. As you can see, it's one of those 0.00 shit coins. It's down 10% even after the promo. So I obviously don't recommend buying any of those coins. But you can see that Floyd and Logan were both sponsored by crypto companies, which is honestly pretty cool for an event this big.
Floyd isn't alone in the crypto controversy, but his involvement has amplified growing concerns about celebrities endorsing financial products without proper oversight. When someone of Mayweather's stature attaches his name to a cryptocurrency, it gives the project a sense of legitimacy that many fans trust without question. Sadly, several of these ventures have turned out to be unstable or outright scams. The lack of regulation in the crypto space makes it easy for bad actors to exploit celebrity endorsements as bait. Mayweather's repeated participation in such questionable deals has fueled calls for stronger consumer protections and stricter rules around financial endorsements in entertainment and sports.
Executing these scams are like anon people hiding behind a Pepe avatar. And of course, there's a laundry list of famous influencers: Logan Paul, Kim Kardashian, David Dobrik, that have all endorsed these absolute shitcoin scam casino rugs that leaves their investors high and dry because they paid them a bunch of money up front and maybe they didn't know any better because it's such a nascent space. But I am just flabbergasted that the highest paid boxer, one of the most famous people on the planet, Floyd Mayweather, has managed to become a repeat offender as a scam artist. Now, everybody knows Floyd's an opportunist. He's an entrepreneur. He likes to make money. He always has money, talks about money. That's his shtick. That's his persona. That's fine. You can make money. You can be a hustler. You can get paid a bunch to box, do whatever you want. But you got to draw the line somewhere.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn didn't hold back when commenting on Mayweather's current career choices. He praised Floyd's undeniable brilliance in the ring, but pointed out a troubling shift from competitive bouts to staged exhibitions. Hearn believes this change isn't about preserving a legacy or love for boxing, but rather out of necessity. Without big sponsorships or blockbuster pay-per-view events, Mayweather may be scrambling to stay financially afloat. Exhibition matches, with their low risk and high return, now appear to be his go-to strategy.
I'm gonna tell you why I like Eddie. So one day, somebody, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now.
But Eddie will say some shit like that.
Eddie will say some shit. But no, one thing, don't worry about that. But me and Eddie got it clear. Then we Eddie, one thing, me and my buddy got it clear. He said as long as it's 10 or 20. Anything less. Call me less than 10. Then we're struggling for money. I just saw Eddie some of the account.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter. Two hungry fuckers.
Mayweather's former friend and longtime rival, 50 Cent, has added fuel to the fire by publicly mocking Floyd's recent claims about his property empire. The rapper questioned whether the high-value real estate Mayweather supposedly owns even exists under his name. This isn't the first time 50 Cent has taken aim at Floyd, but the timing of his jab, amid swirling rumors of financial trouble, struck an especially harsh chord. His comment echoes growing public suspicion that Mayweather's lavish displays of wealth may be more performative than genuine. By challenging the authenticity of Floyd's assets, 50 Cent intensified the narrative that Mayweather's empire might be built more on image than substance.
Did Floyd Mayweather make a good real estate deal? Let's break it down really quick so you can understand. Yes, the fuck he did. Let's start off with the purchase price. He bought 1,000 units for $402 million. What's the math? 402 million. Let's say 400 million divided by 1,000 units. That's what, people? $400,000. Okay, follow me. Now, rent in New York is about $3,000 to $4,000 for a 2 or 3 bedrooms. Crazy, I know. That's how they live in though. Now keep up. 400,000. What's 1% of 400,000? All right, that's $4,000. In real estate, there's something called the 1% rule, which means if something is 1% of the purchase price in rent, that means it is a cash flowing possibility opportunity. So he has a cash flowing property straight out the gate. I'm not going to mention the hundreds of millions of dollars in tax exemptions he will get for this property. It's a win for Floyd. He doesn't lose.
Chael Sonnen, never one to hold back his opinions, weighed in with his own take on Mayweather's troubles. Rather than blaming a lack of earnings, Sonnen pointed to Floyd's reckless lifestyle as a real issue. According to him, it's not that Mayweather didn't make enough money. It's that he spent it irresponsibly. From fleets of luxury cars and high-stakes gambling to other extravagant indulgences, Sonnen believes that unchecked spending has finally caught up with the former champion. He stressed that no fortune, no matter how massive, can withstand endless excess without restraint. Sonnen's observations highlight a larger concern that Mayweather's success could be undone by his appetite for extravagance.
Any chance that Floyd Mayweather actually steps into a UFC octagon or some cage somewhere and takes in MMA fights?
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so Mike Tyson, he did real well too with Vander Holyfield. Again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works. When you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money, if you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be...
Mayweather revolutionized how boxers market themselves by embracing the role of the villain. Arrogant, boastful, and unapologetic. He brilliantly turned public dislike into millions, as fans paid not just to watch him win, but more often to see him lose. While this strategy was wildly successful financially, it came at a cost. Over time, the line between his crafted image and his real persona blurred. Instead of being universally admired for his incredible skills, he became a lightning rod for controversy and ego. That legacy, though lucrative, lacks the respect given to more humble champions. Logan Paul, who faced Mayweather in an exhibition, raised a question many are now asking. If Floyd is truly as wealthy as he claims, why keep taking on low-stakes, non-competitive matches? Exhibitions were once seen as beneath elite fighters, yet Mayweather keeps doing them, suggesting, as Paul hinted, that he might not be fighting for fun, but for funds.
Now he's fighting Deji? Is he broke? Is Mayweather broke?
Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
Yes.
That makes sense.
No, he's not. Jeff shaking his
Yes,
head.
he
No,
is,
he's
Jeff.
not.
Jeff, why is he doing these bullshit fights just to make money? Why don't you take a seat, manager Jeff, and tell us why Floyd Mayweather is taking random fights?
Let me ask you a question just to lead him in. If you have $100 million net worth and somebody offers you another 20, are you gonna say, nah, I got 100 already?
No.
Okay. So what's the fucking question? Homie's taking the bags, and the Deji bag is a big one, buddy.
Let me tell you
Is
something.
it?
Let me tell you something.
I don't know. Is it?
Dubai.
You're
20, 30, 40.
Yeah, why not take that bag?
I was gonna say Deji's cut of this fight my guess was
he pays him $700,000.
my guess was
Sports analysts and former athletes have increasingly pointed out a troubling trend in Mayweather's post-retirement career. The business of boxing now outweighs its spirit. His lucrative bout with Logan Paul did little to elevate the sport, serving more as entertainment wrapped in the guise of competition. Many observers argue that Mayweather has chosen immediate financial gain over making a meaningful, lasting contribution to boxing. Notably absent is any real mentorship or support for young fighters. Floyd seems content to stay in the spotlight rather than invest in the sport's future. It's a choice that benefits him personally, but distances him from the values that define true legends of the ring. Deji, who once shared the ring with Mayweather in an exhibition, offered a revealing glimpse of the man behind the brand. He recalled a moment when a casual comment from a fan drew an outsized, defensive reaction from Floyd. This flash of emotional vulnerability suggests that despite all his accomplishments, Mayweather remains deeply sensitive to public perception.
I'm not asking how much, but did you get paid at least some of it up front?
Yes.
Okay. Because obviously Logan, when he fought, he keeps talking about how he still doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
And now you have fought him.
Yeah.
You got some of it at least.
I mean, I just have better manager, agent, all that.
Although you may not have done it if Logan had just been paid, right? Like maybe you needed Logan to.
No, it's because it's like, remember when I fought Vinny Hancock?
No, yeah, true. No one of that event got paid.
Everyone apart from you and Gibb, right?
Yeah, me and Gibb, we got paid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Shout out manager.
Yeah.
I don't know, can I say his name?
Yeah, say his name, yeah.
Shout out Lim.
Chiverano.
Man
like Chiverano.
Floyd Mayweather's brand is built on extravagant displays of wealth. From private jets to million-dollar watches, his life is a constant showcase of riches. But behind the glitter lies a serious question. What happens when the cameras stop rolling? His identity is so deeply tied to material possessions that any financial decline could shake his sense of self. When a person's image depends entirely on what they own, even a small financial slip can become a personal crisis.
Yay! 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 Ah. 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 Ah.
Wow. I don't understand. Why the need to package these things Africans, black people do, packaging. They appear to be, why do you want to appear to be rich instead of be rich? I'm not into this. I mean, you just propaganda. He's just said he bought 400 million deal with the 62 flats in New York, and none of them were real. Why do you feel the need to embarrass yourself like that? Just live your life and enjoy. Nobody cares how much Bugatti you got. Nobody cares about how much Ferrari, how much watch. Your watch cost 18 million, whatever. Nobody cares. These are all liabilities. As soon as you buy the watch, you can't sell it for 18 million again. It's not physically possible. It's not an asset. He's gonna go bankrupt soon. But anyway, I wish him all the best. It is what it is.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, stories, and behind-the-scenes boxing drama.